Cindy Crawford's life is the classic all-American tale of rags to riches. In her own words, I don't wake up looking like Cindy Crawford. Karl Lagerfeld once called her a classic beauty and the all-American dream girl. During the 80s and 90s, she was among the most popular supermodels, an ever-present face on magazine covers, runways, and fashion campaigns. Appearing on over 600 magazine covers, hers is one of the most recognized faces in the world. Despite the recognition, she feels like she's just like everyone else. If people are passionate about something, it could be real estate, biochemistry, that spark gets turned on in them, and everyone's beautiful in that zone. As designer Michael Kors said, Cindy changed the perception of the sexy American girl from the classic blue-eyed blonde to a more sultry brunette with brains, charm, and professionalism to spare. Unfortunately for boys everywhere, today's models have been anything but sexy. Crawford's name and face were responsible for launching numerous new brands, as well as repositioning such classic staples as Revlon and Pepsi. Even today, Cindy Crawford shows off the form which earned her a $25 million fortune as one of the world's most leading cover stars. Her recent appearances include Vogue and her long-time campaign with Omega watches. She supports various charities, most notably leukemia and the Ronald McDonald House. More recently, her job is running her business empire in cosmetics and homewares, as well as being a mother of two. Let's look at Cindy Crawford's life. She was born the 20th of February 1966 in DeKalb, Illinois. The Midwesterner got her start through an innocent photograph taken at her summer job while detasseling corn. It was a newspaper photographer that took the picture of the 16-year-old Cindy, which was later printed in the local paper. The positive feedback from the photo is what convinced her to take up modeling. So, at 17, she went on to finish in the top 12 of the Elite Model Management's Look of the Year contest and become one of the most successful models of all time. After 2 summers of modeling with Elite Model Management, but before her career took off as a world-famous supermodel, Cindy Crawford studied chemical engineering at the Northwestern University. Deciding it was time to get serious about her modeling career, she abandoned her chemical engineering scholarship. In 1986, the 20-year-old college dropout moved to New York, and she was offered her first Vogue magazine cover. Appearances on Vogue titles in France and Britain soon followed. One of the original supermodels, her fresh and sexy American look was dripping with a bit of Hollywood old-style glamour. Over the next several years, this look landed her campaign prestigious U.S. brands such as Gap, Revlon, and Pepsi. She also appeared in music video clips and worked as an MTV host. In 1987, Pepsi was the first to pay for advertisements of the Top Gun home video, in exchange for a 60-second advertisement and all VHS tapes. So, Cindy Crawford was the highest paid and most prominent American supermodel of the 1990s. As an actress, she appeared in the movie Fair Game. She's the former MTV host of MTV's House of Style and the guest host of talk shows such as Good Morning America and Regis and Kathy Lee. Her most famous marriage was to Richard. Let's take a moment and go back to her work with Pepsi. You may remember the 1991 Pepsi commercial in which then supermodel Cindy Crawford steps out of a red Lamborghini at a remote roadside rest stop wearing a white tank top and denim cut-off shorts. She flicks her hair and saunters over to the vending machine, where she buys and drinks a can of ice cold. Do you remember? If you guessed Pepsi, the ad worked. What's the point of an ad? To make you watch it and remember the product. That commercial, introducing Pepsi's new look, was a finalist for Advertising Age's The Best Awards in 1991. The Pepsi commercial was rated as the sexiest TV commercial. The ad vets rated it and several other sexy yet understated spots higher than more explicit commercials. Included in the judging was Carl's Jr.'s commercial featuring Paris Hilton washing a car, and a perfume spot with Britney Spears hooking up with a fellow guest in a hotel. The judges said they liked racy ads that left something to the imagination and should relate to a product's supposed benefits. These spots show me that we have a very limited palate. It becomes not smart and offensive very quickly, says Bill Bruce, chairman that created the ad. Cindy did her first commercial with Pepsi in 1991, and she continued working with them. And as she got older, she advertised Diet Pepsi, and then after creating the fitness videos, she did Propel Zero.
What's so great about Pepsi?
Advertising age, the best awards of 1991. Carl's Jr. used Paris Hilton washing a car. There was a perfume spot with Britney Spears hooking up with a hotel guest. The judges said that even the sexy ads should relate to a product's supposed benefits. Now, the opposite is true of slapstick, sophomoric humor that feature women as over-the-top, sex-crazed creatures. Who are these offenders? GoDaddy.com, Clairol Herbal Essences Shampoo, Old Milwaukee Beer, now owned by Pabst Blue Ribbon Company. The same competition featured an ad with the overly endowed blonde Swedish bikini team. That commercial got a collective eye roll from the Forbes judges. As a whole, these results show that the population has a very limited palate. We know that some of you would prefer to see the racier ads. That's a given. But the judges are telling us that the population as a whole doesn't, and that you won't remember the product. All those Swedish women in bikinis can be a distractor. Remember the Tide commercial with the stain on the shirt that's distracting the interviewer? They couldn't hear a word that the prospective employee was saying because of the stain. The ad vets are telling us that ads have to be related to the product and leave something to the imagination. In addition to that, I just want to mention that Crawford's Pepsi commercial is still one of the most notable and award-winning commercials ever. I hinted at Crawford's fitness videos earlier. So Pepsi starts teaming in 1987. They team with Crawford in the 1990s. Crawford makes the move in 1992 to producing Cindy Crawford's Shape Your Body workout. Now this is not new to her, starring in the exercise video. She also teams with a personal trainer to produce and develop the video. With Cindy's acting and marketing, the trainer's training, the video topped Billboard's health and fitness charts and sold over 2 million copies in the United States alone. So she does another one, this time with her trainer and Good Times home video. So now she's even more help and assurance that the video is going to do well. The next challenge made Billboard's top special interest video. 2 videos under her belt, she decides to create a third, Cindy Crawford, A New Dimension. Can we assume that the third did well? Not really. In September of 1995, consumer spending on exercise videos dropped 32%. Did a slumping video market stop Miss Crawford? In her 30s, she advertised Diet Pepsi and now Propel Zero. In 1995, that was a busy year for Miss Crawford. With an annual income of $6.5 million US, Forbes business magazine named Cindy the highest earning model in the world. Despite her movie video flop, her first movie role in the movie Fair Game was a financial failure with a net of only $1 million. That same year, she also began working with Omega and advertising campaigns, but she is also actively involved in events and product design. In 2002, Crawford appeared in a second Diet Pepsi commercial that launched at the Super Bowl. Supermodel Cindy Crawford became a recurring celebrity endorser for the Diet Pepsi brand when she was brought back in 2002 to introduce a new packaging design for Diet Pepsi, and again in 2005 to promote the revised slogan, Light, Crisp, Refreshing, with an ad which debuted during the Super Bowl again. In 2007, an ad for Johnson & Johnson's Rembrandt tooth whitening product shows a couple kissing. The tagline for the ad is, "Take care of your mouth, it can be brilliant." What the ad reviewers are saying is that the ad is intimate, sexy, human, and realistic, so they're trying to tell advertisers, we the customers know that Britney Spears is not going to come and wash her car for a Carl's Jr. sandwich. Sure, we're going to watch the ad. Some of us will complain about the suggestiveness, which we know some of you like, but we the consumers know that Britney Spears doesn't wash cars for Carl's Jr. sandwiches. Advertisers, customers aren't robots. Carl's Jr. does not equal Britney Spears. Sure, Cindy Crawford doesn't equal Pepsi. Or does she? She did a new can for Diet Pepsi, and now Propel. Yeah, I think we might be able to say Cindy is a Pepsi spokesperson. So, what's Cindy doing today? In 2005, she teamed up with Dr. Jean-Louis Sebah to create Meaningful Beauty for Guthrie Rinker. The following year, after reaching her milestone 40th birthday, Cindy, the all-American Hollywood beauty, says, "When I was 23, other women could look at me and say, well, she's never had any kids. But now I have and could and know what it's like to have to lose baby weight. She admits that her slender size 8 figure came naturally when she was younger, but she said she appreciates it much more because of the effort she has to put in to maintain it. Now she owns it. When she was young, it came naturally. It was a gift. Now that she has to work for it, it's hers. The supermodel also claims the high standard of beauty in Los Angeles helps keep her from feeling old. She says, it's a good thing that in LA you see women in their 40s and 50s and you say they look great. So you don't start to think, I'm 40 and I'm over the hill. She's actually said she's happier with her own body now than she was back then, because the body she now has is the body she's worked for. Today, the 44-year-old supermodel with 2 children and a husband says fighting the aging process isn't as important to her because her family life keeps her so busy. She still works a lot for her own business. She appreciates fulfilling things like family, work, friends, or the possibility of helping other people. But to be standing in front of a mirror and moan, "Oh my God, I just got another wrinkle," that's embarrassing. I don't have time for that. The model has since gone into designing her own furniture line. Crawford has 2 home collections called Cindy Crawford Home Collection and Cindy Crawford Style. She also has her own signature fragrance line with Cosmopolitan Cosmetics internationally. In 2005, she partnered with H.M. Richards on her home furniture line, Cindy Crawford Home, which is now sold through retailers like Rooms To Go, R.C. Wiley, and Art Van Raymer and Flanagan. By partnering with Rooms To Go, Crawford is able to offer a furniture collection to a wide audience. In addition to the success of Cindy Crawford Home, other licensee programs are currently in development in the home categories, such as linens and home accessories that were available in the summer of 2007. In 2009, she partnered with JCPenney to sell a home decor line and a mid-range jewelry collection, One Kiss. Cindy Crawford's Style is also available at JCPenney. In the U.S., Crawford has worked with such reputable companies as Revlon, Visa, and Pepsi. Crawford was most recently the face of Liz Claiborne's 2006 spring campaign and can be seen in the New York Company Summer 2007 campaign. In addition, Crawford is a spokesperson for 24-Hour Fitness, Remington Hair Products, EAS Health, and Sports Products, and she has also served as a board member and strategic advisor for the successful online company eStyle.com. Crawford is a longtime supporter of the Leukemia Society and joined forces with the pharmaceutical company Ortho Biotech to publicize the Strength for Caring program, which offers assistance to caregivers and families of cancer patients.